Sean, if we can hear us, send me a message. Smells.
Somebody said it will start shortly. Here we are, I guess.
We are live. Okay, so we are live, I assume, but I'm trying to turn on the video on YouTube to see that, to confirm we are really live, because I have no idea. And I don't see the video, scheduled video of ours.
I can see us on YouTube, but we are not together on the video. It shifts from you to me.
Hi, Sean started live for us. You are all set, he said. Okay, so, but still I need to log into YouTube. Guys,
Yeah.
hi, hello everyone. And we have 156 people watching the live stream. Sorry about all of this mess. Happy to have you all here, and we skipped the last live stream for the new moon because we got banned on Instagram. We are no longer able to do live streams for no reason. No one gave us any details. I'll clarify why. They just took down some posts, and we are basically not in a good relationship with Instagram right now. So we are trying to find the alternative solutions, and we have no idea how all of this works because this is plugged in through Zoom. We are on YouTube doing live, so this is a little bit tricky. Never done this before, but so here we are, and I guess now you can hear us, and let's jump directly into this conversation and have a chat about what's going on. So, hi Nina, happy to have you here.
Lucas. Hi everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how are you, Nina?
I'm good. Thank you. This is new thing. It's good that we are doing it on today's full moon, actually.
Yeah, and the quality looks pretty good here, and we don't have any cutouts like last time we had during the last full moon. Completely terrible.
Yeah, that one was a mess.
Yeah, you have new location. You mentioned that your hill where you usually go to do live stream in your city was on fire. So is that anyhow connected with astrology?
Well, of course. I mean, fires are everywhere. I think everything is burning. So actually the season of Leo is always like that, because Leo is, it's fire, and it's contaminated fire. So it's great heat. And actually we are seeing, probably this is my insight, we are seeing the projection of our inner state of being. What we see outside of ourselves, it's like we see that everything is burning, and I guess that we are also burning from the inside, and we cannot express it in a healthy way. We cannot cope with what's going on. We don't know how to make sense of it all, and this is what we get. The external image is the great projection of what we go through within ourselves. So I guess yes, of course, it's connected. Everything is connected with own inner process. So yeah, we have to adjust, we have to adapt, we have to learn how to cope with these things. We have to learn to listen to what is going on so that we can heal everything what is happening externally and internally. And this full moon is very much about that, because there are a lot of Virgo energies, and Virgo energies are about healing, and Uranus is involved, and Uranus is, you know, master of surprises and shocks and changes and awakenings and traumas, and they are connected through very positive aspects called trine. So we do have support now to heal these wounds, but it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a blink of an eye. It is a process, and these are again waves. This is the second full moon in Aquarius. It's called blue moon because of that, and it happens in the year of Aquarius. We have Saturn, which is old traditional ruler of Aquarius, in the sign of Aquarius, and there is a Jupiter also in Aquarius, and there is a square which is a tense aspect, hard one, critical aspect between modern ruler of Aquarius with traditional ruler of Aquarius. So this is year of Aquarius, and we are in a transition period from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, and this full moon happens at the last degrees of Aquarius, so right before Pisces. So we do have these two archetypes highlighted very much, Aquarius and Pisces, and also the transition of one bigger cycle is involved from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius, and the polarities between Aquarius and Leo and Virgo and Pisces are involved. So this is a lot about personal issues and collective issues, personal versus transpersonal, objective versus subjective, visible versus invisible. And you know, those extremes are very, very accentuated, and Uranus is involved, so everything is accelerated. So it's no wonder that everything is burning as well. So yeah, it's air energy with fire energy, you know. So definitely, yeah, spreading fire.
And I was Gregory's with her, and she said brilliant words. She said that Uranus is here in this time, in these years now, to help us break down so we can break through, which is
that's the lesson.
We have to break down to be able to have that breakthrough, and without having the breakdown individually within, we cannot, you know, have more light to enter within, to inside of us. And once we have that light coming in through the breakdowns, which we can experience as negative or something as difficult in the moment, while all the, you know, chaos is happening, because during that chaos of the breakdown, we receive the upgrade. You know, it's, even if it's hard to see the changes that are taking place individually and collectively in the moment for as a positive, we have to believe and trust that everything is going to work out, you know, in the perfect timing and how it should. And everything it actually does and always does. And all of these changes are always beneficial, because all of these systems that are collapsing and all of these, like, you know, what things we are experiencing as monomans, look, we don't do any threat to anyone. We don't do nothing bad. We are here to share the light and help and spread love. And we are getting banned. We are getting censored. It's just crazy, you know. So this is what we're seeing right now. Everything is just collapsing. The old is literally collapsing in front of our eyes right now. And if it won't collapse, we will not see the change, and we won't see the society we wish to see, and we won't see us living in harmony and love and peace with one another, and having access to resources and everything equally, without having, you know, top-down powers keeping us small and keeping us in the box. So
yes, I mean, every change demands a breakthrough. Every change demands something to fall apart, to break down. There is a, some call this a great reset, but this is the great upgrade actually, and nothing should be seen as bad. Everything is just a step forward or a step downward in order to grow, because sometimes we do have to go backwards in order to grow or to see something from a better point of view. Right. Sometimes we have to detach and to remove from something in order to have a better position and better perception. And during this time, we may not be really able to see, to see the forest from the trees, but things will clear out in the next month a little bit, but then Mercury will go retrograde again in September. And there are so many planets in retrograde motion right now, and this is a call of our inner voice actually. When all the planets are retrograde, we are called to go inward, to move towards ourselves and to do the inner work. That is the highest expression of retrograde phases, to go inward, to move focus of attention from external to the internal. And this is what we have to do right now.
And that is where the real change always takes place, because as we always wish for the things to manifest and change on the outside, we often forget that the real changes always must first happen on the inside, so we can then, see the change on the outside. And
yes, but
while talking about these, powerful changes and shifts and chaotic energy of Uranus and stuff, it's I just remember the words from Robin Sharma, which actually helped me a lot during the years before. And he had these powerful words, and he said that change is always scary at the beginning, messy in the middle, and glorious at the end. So, whenever we go through something, these changes, we have to keep in mind that
yes,
everything is going to be okay.
Yeah, so we do have great motivation now, because Mars is in Virgo together with Mercury, and we are given this motivation and courage and this brave moment to go, because there is a trine aspect, as I said, which is a friendly aspect between Uranus and Mars, and this is amazing opportunity for us to use our inner courage and inner strength to move forward, not to look in the back, just to keep going, to keep pushing forward. The top, we can stay in that frozen image and we won't move. So we have to move, we have to keep going. And, we do have to honor some of the wisdom of the past, of course. We do have to take what we have learned and what we have experienced and what is constructive and valuable from the past and take it with us. But we also do have to, in this full moon of Aquarius, in this year of Aquarius and age of Aquarius, we are learning how to become a real human, because we are not yet human beings. We are more into learned behavior. We have learned how to behave. We have been taught to compete. We have been taught to, if we feel bad, it's because somebody else then will feel good, or vice versa, because if I'm first in something, someone will be second or third or last. So this is deleting, this kind of system is being deleted now. And we are coming to the point where we realize who we are, and that's Aquarius. The highest expression is the inner genius and being human, being a real human being.
What you touched is all the inversion, the ways they control us and manipulate us and keep us in the box where we cannot, grow out of that perception and state of being, is through the inversion. And all of that is happening through the cultural and mainstream programming, where we are being fed that, we have to compete, that there is scarcity, there is lack, and, all of that is false. And we are now learning that actually no, we living in the abundant universe and planet, and we are abundant from within. We are, never alone. We are always connected with
Yeah.
everything and everyone else, and lack doesn't exist because the universe is abundant, and we are just kind of starting to realize this and
Yes.
see that where we are currently in the society doesn't fit in at all with where we are right now in individually within. And so as we can see now, there is a lot of stuff going on where people are standing up for the rights and everything, and this is the manifestation of, people are getting sick and tired of being kept into the box where we don't belong.
Yes, well, this is exactly that energy. Like when we say this is enough, I have to express my own authenticity. I have to be who I am. I have to show what I think and what I mean and what I feel, not what I've been learned to feel, to think, and to say. Many people still live in fear, and they speak and say and feel what they have been conditioned to say, feel, think, and do. There is social conditioning, family conditioning, educational conditioning, all kinds of conditionings, and we do have to remove all those conditionings layer by layer. And this is what is happening right now, and it can be scary. And it is scary to step up and be who you are when majority, is not able to express it because it is scary. You do need to have courage, and this comes through some special moments and through crisis moments when there is nothing to lose. When you have nothing to lose, then you are not afraid to speak your truth. And but the question is, are we ready collectively for the truth? Are we ready, or do we still have some lessons to learn on a collective level? And
I
this
think,
is time when, yeah,
yeah, I think more and more
say it.
people are getting ready. It's just we can see what's going on currently in the society, and we have basically two societies emerging, and we have a lot of
Yeah,
people who don't
extremes
agree
are
with them.
highlighted,
Yeah,
polarities are highlighted. Yes,
yeah.
we
So
are
it's
always between two extremes.
yeah, and while it might be scary to, you know, witness all of this, is actually beautiful because when you realize that we are all moving into the same direction, but just maybe taking different paths for now, but eventually we all gonna end up meeting one another with, unconditional love and
Yeah,
love.
the destination is the same, but the paths are different.
Yeah,
And what we mentioned in our last full moon about Aquarius, but we had bad connection, is that I have to mention this again. We are not all the same. This is time when we should honor diversity and differences and authenticity and uniqueness. It's about being unique, and through that uniqueness, awakening our individual power. And this is how healthy society is being born and made, through healthy individuals who are not afraid to express their authenticity.
yeah,
And
exactly.
when they come together, that is when a social, when society becomes healthy and awakened. Otherwise it doesn't. We are not going to see massive awakening of society. This is not how it's going to happen. It's not going to happen like magically. This is like, age of Aquarius, and we are all going to wake up magically, collectively. It's not going to work that way. Each of us has to do their own job. We all
Yeah,
have to clean our own mess and to face our own recycle bins,
shadows.
so to say. Yes, shadows.
Yeah. Yeah, so how do you see this now? What do you see has manifested since the last full moon in Aquarius? And we have two in a row. So how do you feel? We went through all these degrees now of Aquarius, and we are on the last degree. What all of this means for us, and what's next from now on, and how we can use this full moon energy actually to bring in more personal breakthroughs.
Yes, well, this cycle is very important because, as we mentioned, this is year of Aquarius, coming transition from age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. This one is the second full moon in a row. The first one was at the very first degree of Aquarius, so it was the beginning. and this one is at the very end. So it's a full circle, you know,
Right.
full circle encompassed, and the whole road is now encircled. But sometimes we do see these things later, after they happen. This is how astrology majorly works. You know, we go through post-traumatic things, and we see things a bit later, probably, especially when those slower moving planets are involved, like this time Saturn and Uranus. They have bigger cycles, and when things happen between them, we see the results and happenings after they happen. But we go through them right now, we go through them all the time, but we don't really, maybe we don't all feel them exactly. And we are going to see, oh, good. We are going to see. Nice. This was a surprise. I like our head.
Gemini playing, pulling out some tricks from the pocket.
Nice. I love this. A good interruption of my speech. I love this background. So, full moon in Aquarius, this one is really an initiation and an introduction to more heavier inner work, actually, which may not sound very optimistic for some people, but this is actually something to celebrate, because this is something that we're working on. This is why we are here. We are here in order to meet ourselves, and now we are given this opportunity more and more. We are being pushed more and more inwardly. We are being squeezed, you know, the pressure is big, and we feel we have nowhere to look for, nothing to reach for, everything that it's disappearing, it's fading away. So there is nowhere to look and nothing to catch but ourselves. So we do have to build our inner trust. We have to build our autonomy system. Our authentic anew. We have to rebuild ourselves, because we understand that we have built our system on false everything. And
Yeah.
now we are relearning how to build ourselves in the right way. So this full right way. So we are unlearning what toxic, what is destructive, what is not in alignment and in resonance with our true needs. And we are learning what is right for us. And, you know, we are into those frequencies that are real. So, you know, turning off TV would be a good thing for a start, and turning on our own power, our own minds, our own inner television, that is our intuition, and the images that we have in our minds that can lead us and guide us in the right direction. So it's easy, you know, it's not so hard, because when we decide to trust ourselves, things start coming into place. But first, we do have to face with what we said, with the shadow, with our trash, with our recycle bin. We do have to face those things that we have suppressed, deleted, removed, things that we don't want to see, things that we don't want to admit, things that we want to avoid. These things we do have to go through, to see them, to face them, to acknowledge them, to accept them and embrace them. And then we can move forward. This is just the beginning, you know. Awakening is not one time moment when we, you know, like see something, we get the flash of insight and like, great, now we are awakened. It's a process. We are constantly transcending ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's the point, you know, it's never ending. And that first moment of insight is just the beginning. It's just an initiation. So this energy is energy of those moments. This full moon, the second one, is really like opening of that inner gate. Towards our true selves. And we do have to learn how to honor ourselves. But we do have to be giving and forgiving at the same time.
Yeah.
Never to forget about that.
Yeah, it's not about stepping into own power through the power of the ego, like that which was outdated, but more of stepping into our power, into our higher self, which is unconditional love, which is connected with everything and everyone. And so honoring ourselves and honoring everyone else's and being understanding and being compassionate, not judgmental, and just kind of moving in that way.
Yes, and those energies are now accentuated again, judgmental and critical, because Virgo energies are
Yeah.
activated. And Virgo archetype is Virgo the Virgin. It's about the purity, perfect. And we can be critical and judgmental because of that. And the opposition of Virgo is Pisces. And it's, forgiveness. It's
Transcendence no longer requires the perfection.
Conditional love. It's unity and oneness. So these, they are brought to light. So we do have to learn how to live with these things and how to accept our own imperfections in order to forgive ourselves and others, and to learn to heal ourselves in the right way, not imposing our opinions for the sake of belonging. This is time to step up for our own truth, but to be at the same time humble and service oriented as well. We have to remember these qualities and values.
Right. And we also have this full moon now conjunct Jupiter. Yeah, which is positive.
Yes. Well, yes, I mean positive because Jupiter is the planet of expansion and abundance and prosperity and luck and fortune and higher meaning, and everything is magnified and it's amazing. And Jupiter is now retrograde, and he was just in Pisces for a brief time, and now it's back in Aquarius at the very last degrees. And being retrograde, we may start seeing results of the things that we've been working on in the recent past, since the last year or so. And especially if we have been doing a spiritual work, inner work, altruistic work, humanitarian efforts, all these things will start paying off in the next 3 to 4 months. But this full moon is conjunct this Jupiter, so it's not, people say it's positive, it's abundance, it's great. Yes, it's true, but it's also expansion of anything that this archetype means, this archetype of Aquarius. So it's expansion of the worst and the best at the same time. So some people, it depends, it's individual. So
I think it's what we choose to tap into. So we have this full moon in Aquarius, which Aquarius is innovation, is individuality, individual power, and can be of service to others and collective, but it depends what we choose to tap into. But we have also this full moon opposing Sun in Leo, opposing full moon, which the Leo is very beautiful sign, which is more heart center and opening us up to life, and that unconditional love and generosity and kindness, compassion. And so
it's the heart of the sun.
It depends what we choose to enhance and what we choose to expand. So to add, I just wanted to say that we all have now an invitation active to choose the energies. We might be feeling alienated from the society and alone and not feeling that we belong and feel rebellious, but we also might have the feeling of wanting to connect the dots, connect the energies and differences of everyone and everything into one, and live through the lens of gratitude, acceptance, and love. And so the invitation is active for us to choose that which we want to manifest. And this is what I just wanted to add to continue.
Yes, it's eventually always up to us. You know, it's our choice. We do have this type of free will where we choose from where we want to react, from which place and how do we want to react on things that we are going through. And, you know, Leo and Aquarius, and 29th degree, the last degrees of the sign, these are critical degrees, and extremes and polarities are highlighted, as we said. So this is time when the worst and the best expresses out of us.
Yeah.
The worst and the best comes out, and it's the heart and mind energy. You know, Leo is the heart, and Aquarius is mental energy. It's mind, it's our head, it's our thoughts. So it's the connection and the link between our hearts and minds. And this is what we have to work on to improve ourselves, to become better men, to become improved men and women, to become the real kings and queens of our world. And, you know, the connection between heart and mind, there is a middle point between, and it's our throat chakra, it's our communication. And, you know, Mercury is now involved in this full moon greatly, and it's in its own sign in Virgo, where he is exalted. So this is amazing energy for, you know, creative energy, for brilliant ideas, for improving communication, for speaking our truth. And through our voices and through our throat chakra, we can bring these two together, bring our hearts and minds in the right position where they should be. So this is our chance to improve this relationship. This is our inner feminine and masculine relationship as well. So when we bring these two together in the right way, we will also see improvement immediately in the external world between, you know, male and female principles, between these polarities, between our inhale and exhale moment. And we should never neglect one in accordance to another, you know, because in order to inhale, we do need external space.
Yeah.
Otherwise, from where do we make this inhale? We need both, inner and outer. So this is the connection of those both polarities, where we give birth to something greater and more meaningful.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And so this is all perfect, you know, how all of this transition is actually perfect, how we do all of this inner work of like the conditioning and learning and trying to see and balance these energies out within, kind of how to navigate through life in more smooth and wise way. And so it's probably good to mention also that we have this wonderful shadow workbook that we created.
Yeah, perfect time.
Yeah, so it's perfect timing because we wanted to release this and talk about this earlier last time, but it wasn't meant to. So what are Nina, what would you say about this book and why people, you know, should want to have this tool to help them and what they can find there? And what
Well, I think
is actually shadow work for those who are, you know, new to listening us or new in this whole thing?
yes. Well, this shadow book is actually something that it's a must in these times. It's a must since forever, actually, but these times right now are really the must, and we are in the red zone. We do have to do our work. Nobody else is going to do it for us. We only have ourselves to rely on, you know. Miracles happen when we have this true sense of ourselves, and without doing this shadow work, we can never do that. We can never see ourselves for who we really are. And this shadow book is something that I highly recommend. I have used it myself, even if I have participated in making it with you and others. So I think it's really amazing. It's easy and simple to use. It's nothing complicated, and it's very gentle and compassionate. Has that energy that helps you see ourselves with, you know, with really, how would I say this, with compassion in our hearts, not with judgment. And this is, you know, when we see our unresolved emotions that are rooted in our psyche, this is what we have to reveal to ourselves. These unresolved emotions, they are rooted deep in ourselves, and we cannot reach them until we start digging. And the job of digging demands some degree of courage and, you know, determination to face our shadow. We all have shadow. We do have individual and collective shadow as well. But first, of course, we do have to deal with our individual shadow. But we see mostly that majority of us, we always want to fight that collective shadow. It's always easier, you know, to say how nothing is right with the world, everything is wrong, everything is twisted, it's upside down, but we don't look at ourselves.
Yeah,
so
and we are basically amazing, everything is okay with us, but we might be the ones that participating in all this collective shadow, because without us it wouldn't be collective, right?
Yes, exactly. So this shadow book is perfect for individual work, for our own personal path, because this shadow work is each of us has this, it's our personal journey. And this book really helps you to come through it, to see what's going on within yourself, to recognize your patterns, which is very important, to recognize how you repeat your thoughts, your emotions, your actions and reactions, because everything that we deny, everything that we avoid, everything that we don't like, everything that we find, you know, unacceptable, everything that we want to delete from our world, not to look at it, everything that we dislike about others, it's feeding our shadow.
It's probably
it
what we
becomes
dislike about ourselves in the first place.
Yes.
Shadow work is like a mirror work, you know, like where you stand in the
Yeah.
mirror and watch yourself long enough to realize who you truly are. And so it's basically we invite you guys to get it if you want to dive deeper into this whole process. It's not nothing fancy. It's really simple. It's a journal.
Very simple.
Journal-based type of an ebook where you get a lot of guidance through a lot of different topics, and then you basically get a journal kind of questions where there is a lot of them, and you have perfect guidance to go through these things. So you take notes, and there is nothing better, especially through these full moons, I think, because we come to the time and moment of completion of the cycle, and we want to move into something different and create something new and create new ways of being. And that is only possible for us if we choose to do and be in a different way than we used to usually be before. So
yes, I mean, of course, it's a natural human need to improve everything, to live in a better world. And if we want this really to happen, we do have to share what we know with others. We have to share our own experiences, our own knowledge, our own wisdom, so that we can give, you know, support to others. Because if we want to live in a better world, we cannot do it really alone. I mean, we can improve our own vision and perception, but that is also just the first step. The next step is to help others around you, to help those that are closest to you, and then to spread the word, you know, wider and wider, because this is how we build the better world. You know, we do have to share what we know and to uplift others, to work on upgrading, not degrading.
Yeah, and realize that, you know, by helping others, we won't be in the lack like we were taught to be.
Yeah,
but actually,
that's what we
it's
have
going to
been taught.
expand our network and our, you know, our capabilities and uplift us, because, you know, that energy that we give off, we usually, not usually, but always receive. And And if we choose to give, we are going to receive also. So just to, I don't know how to show it here. It's probably possible to share the screen, but I think this is the easier way. If you guys go to monomans.com, to our website, this is on the mobile. You probably are watching on mobile anyway. So there is a drop-down menu in the corner here. Just tap that drop-down menu, and you can see the list of things here. And one of the things is Shadow Workbook. So tap on that, and you will end up on the page where you can learn everything about the Shadow Workbook and what you can find in there. So I can quickly go through it if you allow me a couple minutes. So this Shadow Workbook is going to be guiding you through, help you understand what real shadow work really is. Then my patterns and limiting beliefs journal, healing technique to break the pattern, my vision and manifestation journal, technique for manifestation and setting an intention, my play and fun journal, technique for empowering the child within, my place in the collective journal, technique for improving and empowering your place and your roles in the world, my equilibrium journal, technique for finding the right measure and balance in life, my daily habits and discipline journal, advice and tips on becoming self-responsible and free, my self-love, self-care journal, techniques and advice for coming back to who we are, my personal legend journal, techniques for becoming closer to your true higher self. And then there is my lesson journal, technique and advice for allowing yourself to understand and recognize lessons in life. So this is basically was very well thought out and structured. So basically, I think we are going to keep working on this shadow work thing, and this is just like version 1 of what we created.
Yeah, it's going to be updated.
Yeah, upgraded. I mean,
Yeah.
when I go through these through the list of things we have covered in this one, I think that it does definitely take like the whole spectrum of the work we all should be focusing on doing within, but of course there is always space for improvement. So as we work together and move along,
Yeah, it covers a lot.
We're gonna be probably be releasing more on this subject, because this was something that people kept requesting and asking for the most. So I think this is going to be very helpful for a lot of you guys. Yeah. So anyways, to come back to full moon, I think, we just probably should be taking our time right now to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
You were cutting out, sorry, Nana. Can you say again?
Do we have some time limitation for this live?
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if we are still live on YouTube, if people can see us, because I feel like you and I are just talking here.
I see.
Like Instagram live streams used to be like very interactive. You can see the comments all the time, and here is a little bit different.
Yeah. Okay, I still see us. That's
So,
good. I don't know how long.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
I'll try to tune in on to this live stream also.
Great. Okay. So we are coming back.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I see your comments. So thank you for, this is awesome, actually. There is a slight delay. I think Sean mentioned that there is 20 seconds delay between our conversation here and the people chat when people see us. So there is a delay between us and the chat. Anyways, I see the comments. So finally, I feel more that we are not alone in this universe anymore.
We are not alone.
Yeah, I see the people supporting us, and there is a lot of love. So we do appreciate you guys, and it's beautiful. It's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can get the book if you go to monomas.com, you choose the drop-down menu in the corner, top right, or basically just go to our Instagram, Monomans, and there you can go to our link in bio. There is a link in our bio. Tap on that link, and you will find the shadow workbook and a lot of other stuff that we have created. Also, we had just we just recently had the Lionsgate portal that we created the book for it, and I just want to say that the work you have done in it is amazing, and I love that book so much.
Thank you.
And it's brilliant how much it's not only bringing the power to us, but it's also enlightening and sharing the wisdom and information on the society as a whole. And it's a beautiful read, and I loved it a lot. So if you guys haven't yet downloaded that ebook, you can download it. It's free. Also, you can find
it's free.
If you go to Monoman's Instagram page and click the link in our bio there is also that book still available, and the energy is still there. I think we are still here. We just had it a couple weeks ago, as we felt that energy as well, like a couple weeks prior the event. I feel like the effects of the upgrade that we had during the Lionsgate, it's also a process. What we were talking about, that upgrade is not happening overnight.
Yeah, definitely.
So this whole month is basically something different, something super powerful. I mean, I'm not sure if there's going to be more powerful month this year for an upgrade, but it's really full of light, and I feel like the time is now for us individually and collectively to step into our power and receive that light that we are worthy of receiving, and choose to have that upgrade.
Yes, this month was very, very powerful. Major breakthroughs, major ones. It's the message that we have received is something has got to change. Something really has got to change, and we are now resting a little bit from eclipses. This August and September is a rest time between the eclipses, and then again we have the wrap up of the eclipses in October, November, and December. Those are going to be, real finishing months.
And then again, Saturn and Uranus square.
Yes,
the final.
Yes, exact square. Yeah. Yeah, it's a final countdown, actually. I mean, for the next level, but we're going to face more and more of the things that we have been seeing happening.
Yeah, the people ask us a lot, and we actually spoke about this before. So how long is all of this like a breakdown of the society and individual programs going to last? And so the effects of the Saturn Uranus squares that we have experienced right now is going to be felt intensely until 2023, right?
Yes.
It's going to be an ongoing process of breaking down. And then I think we're going to start seeing the fruits of our work and can reap the rewards and have that work that we have done more see the fruition of it. I think in 2024 or in the years afterwards.
The Pluto is still in Capricorn, and Pluto in Capricorn is the main player and the slowest one at the same time. Because Pluto in Capricorn is a breaking down of old society, of old traditional rules, of old world. It's bringing up the shadow of all those things that were happening in last, I don't know, in these last 2000 years.
Yeah.
And in Pluto will come into Aquarius after Capricorn. So that's when we're going to see what's really going to come out, because Aquarius is about our social lives, about sharings, about communities, about what we said, really becoming a human beings. It's about our inner. We spoke about the trinity of Aquarius last time. It's the it has 3 stages: the criminal, the rebel, and the genius. So we will see these 3 coming out, and it's going to take a couple of more years. And plus Uranus is in Taurus for the next 5 years. And, you know, we have to wait to see what will happen when Uranus comes into Gemini. So the next 4 to 5 years, we will see big changes. And this is the time, I think, until 2026, the world will be a very different place, but that will also start another journey. This will only be a transition and the first step, and then we're going to face the consequences of the changes that we have experienced, and that's the building of the new.
Integration. The phase of integration of new solutions to the systems, new systems that we have created after we took down the old ones.
Yes, because you know, Uranus in Taurus especially, it's about, you know, everything is about to change. The use of resources, the food that we eat, we drink, the way that we live, the way that we make families, the way that we live with other people, the way that we perceive social structures and society and how things should be, and even friendships and communities, and you know, the agriculture, the, you know, production of things, supermarkets, grocery stores, everything is about to change. Money system, the use of money, those are the greatest changes.
I think it's important understanding first what is money, and that, you know, somebody has the printer and there is nothing substantial and real currently in the society. That's why we see the power and control in unimaginable levels. And so, you know, as you say about also food supply and everything, you know, so we are going to be moving more towards the local and sustainable and organic, rather than consuming the stuff from the same corporations that are keeping us in the same loop all over again, which is Capricorn, Pluto, what you were talking about. Control.
Yes, it's the power of those who are on the top, but those who are on the top are going to fall, actually, and those who are down are going to raise up. Everything is going to twist, you know. Those who had nothing will suddenly have everything, and those who have everything will, you know, those kinds of scenarios are advised to come back to, you know, to what is essential, to come back to what is truly, what are our real needs, you know, how can we survive in this world in the most than we need. And in order to come back to our true needs, we do have to come back to our also inner child, which is our shadow again. So, you know, we do have eventually to eat healthy, we have to face our shadow, because in order to change one little thing within ourselves, we have to change the whole system, that we live.
Because, like, just for the comparison, like when you go to supermarket and you have organic section, which is 1% of 99%, and the rest of the supermarket is 99 of the whatever it is. So, you know, what makes that 99% of the food be, if only 1% is real and 99 is, you know, fake? So what are we consuming, and what we are consuming also is keeping us stuck in the same loop all over again. Because, you know, if we keep all this energy, I think is just too much to dive into, but there's a lot of
and we're going to see that actually, you know, we are not dependable on the system, but it's vice versa. System is dependable on us. System cannot exist. This kind of system cannot exist if we stop being slaves to it. If we start behaving the other way around, the system will fall apart. And this literally 2 days.
And this is what age of Aquarius and Aquarius full moon, 2 full moons now, kind of inaugurating the phase of the new era and new age right now. is inviting us to find that inner power within, to stand up and be who we are. And if you feel disrespected, just draw clear boundaries and say no, because the power that they have to manipulate and control us is the power that we give. Without our power and obedience, they, don't have us. And if we come as a collective and say no to the things that makes us feel sick and we don't want to experience it anymore, they cannot, enforce us to behave in one way or another. So
yeah.
yeah, and so I think we covered a lot of stuff now with the full moon and other aspects and everything what's going on energy-wise.
Yeah, we did.
Is there anything else that you would like to add? And for the people, I would like to ask you guys if you can submit some questions, send some questions in YouTube
Yes.
comment section. If you have any questions, we can start transitioning into Q&A phase. So if you would like to ask some questions or share anything what is going on right now in your life, how you feel, and if anything related to this full moon would be the most beautiful. So please share your questions, thoughts, and we are going to be going through. So meanwhile, while people, are submitting, I would like to ask you, and then if there is anything else left that you wanted to share that was on your mind before we came to this live stream.
Yes, I mean, there is always so much to say about each moon phase, and this one is full of aspects and everything. There are many other themes that I wanted to talk about, but what's important is really to reclaim our own sense of self, to own our own sense of independence. The point is to validate our sense of self, to validate our fears, our senses, and our emotions, to not let ourselves be consumed by fears, but to become friends with these fears that we have within us, so that we know what we can expect, how we react to certain things, and how can we improve our behavior, so that we break out of learned behavior and break out of the fear of moral laws and things like that are totally different in each country, which makes them absurd. And this is really time to come to start thinking with our own heads, and to process dislocated emotional material in a way that we do our emotional inner work and grow and not to be afraid of growing pain.
Yeah, exactly. Not to be afraid to be who we are and step out, as you mentioned, from these constructs of the society, the matrix, and step into our own power. And that is how we, reclaim our power and who we are collectively, starting from within individually. And then this is something that the opportunity that we have right now. And somebody actually said, is there any hope for humanity? So all I'm actually seeing beautiful. It's sometimes we can get caught up seeing all the madness that's going on, right? But again, coming back to that quote from Robin Sharma, change is scary in the beginning, messy in the middle, and glorious at the end. So we have to remember that and keep that in mind, even though we cannot see the manifestation of that beautiful new earth and beautiful society yet, but we are work in progress and we are going through the most intense phases of our evolution as humanity as a whole and society. So
that's why it's important to
will come soon. Okay, so we have some questions now. I'll just read some. So someone asked, how do we tap into our power? I mean, this is related to what we talked. So any tips, practices like rituals or anything? What do you do yourself? I would add from from myself is what helped me was basically surrounding myself with the energies that I want to have in my life, meaning whether that's people or podcasts or books. And when I started early going through these pains of awakening in my journey, I was constantly consuming positive stuff. The TV, as you mentioned, is off for many years, and
Yeah.
Netflix and all of that stuff. And there is only space for the light and wisdom and beautiful things. So we have to transition from that addictive stuff and find addiction in the process of being better and consuming positive information. So I think I would say this, and then not being okay with feeling the fear
Yes.
while going through the transitions, but choosing to still go through these changes and try more and more and more different new things, see different locations, meet new people, new cultures, and expand, so that we can, have the comparison and see the abundance of life and how many different things and experiences we can experience in life once we open ourselves up to life, and once you allow yourself to open yourself up for these opportunities and expand yourself and move and change. And
Yeah.
as we talked today in the chat with you, Nina, about attachment to the
Yes.
past, to locations, to your home
Yeah.
country, to your family. I think it's important for everyone to learn how to detach, leave the safe place, the home, travel, experience, explore on your own or with somebody, and just learn about yourself more. What is attachment? Uh, how to detach, and then you see all of that from bird's eye view after some time, how you actually can navigate better through life. So all of these things are empowering, and these things, like when we open ourselves to life, it gives us power, and upgrades us. Because if we keep living in the same old cycle and the same old paradigm, that empowerment to be who we are meant to be, to tap into who we are meant to be, that person, which to basically tap into the different timelines, the future timelines, is unavailable if we keep our minds closed. So we have to find a way to step into, envision these future timelines and step into them and be fearless in the pursuit of our truths and happiness and whatever,
It's the power of our intention.
power. Yeah.
The power of imagination and intention, as we said, our inner television turn on, and dare to do things differently, dare to take risks, dare to detach from the known and from the familiar, dare to step into the unknown, dare to do something you've never done before, dare to do something that is of the loop, out of the zone. And that's when things start to change. That's when you open different doors for yourself.
Yeah.
But you also have to do that inner work, not to be afraid to feel things, not to be afraid to feel any kind of emotion, but to accept everything that you feel, accept it, give it a space, give it time to express, be more compassionate toward your inner child, understand that everything is, everything that ever bothered you, every little thing is rooted somewhere in your subconscious, and it always, when you're little provoked or triggered, it comes out, and it can become a lot bigger, and those little problems, little issues can become very big issues when we grow up. So it's time to deal with those things and to acknowledge them without fear. Dare to face it, dare not to avoid to feel anything that you are usually afraid to feel.
Yeah.
You know, you can do journaling, writing, that's always helpful. Do many techniques to improve your way of being and to uplift your mood. Listen to the music that makes you feel good, dance to the music that makes you feel good, take a long walks in the nature, talk with the nature, talk with your inner self, you know, ask yourself questions.
To bring in the self-awareness is amazing thing for you know, to amazing thing to bring in greater self-awareness is nature and being in nature. And this is what I admire about you, Nina, and this is where I see myself in you. You know, like you is like me, you are like me, in the way that you keep working, expanding and growing in your mission, but at the same time you are traveling and moving, and you are one day in one place, another day in another place. One day you are kite surfing, another day you are hiking, going to the mountains, another day you know, whatever. And it's like, this is what, you know, is empowering. And
it's important to change the scenery.
yeah, it's not only the scenery, is experience, because how we become wise in life and how can we make better decisions if we don't have, you know, the contrast. If everything is always the same after the same, we don't have, you know, what to compare ourselves with. But once you immerse yourself in life and let yourself be free and explore and experience, you can see that there is so much more. And it's just basically, there is infinite field of opportunities and possibilities for us to explore and manifest in life, and we just have to tap into. And this is what I admire about you, and see myself in you as well. So
yeah, I mean, that's also how we, you know, help each other, by being an example and inspiring each other all the time, you know, because what each of us does matters, because we all look and learn from each other. So it's important how we present ourselves. It's very important what kind of image we leave onto others, what kind of impressions we make others feel. And that's why our personality is also important. And this is our, you know, ascendant. That's why ascendant is important in horoscope, in natal chart. It's our first house. It's who we are. It's how we are perceived by others. It's how we present ourselves. It's, you know, it's our mask, but it's very important because it gives us, it's our ticket in life, in this world, in this material world. So we should really cultivate this and work on how we present ourselves and what kind of example we give to others.
Yeah. So someone also asked how to stay motivated during these times.
How to stay motivated. Well, we spoke a lot about this, and I think this shadow book is great example about how to stay motivated during this time. There is a lot to do there. There are a lot of great deep questions to the self that makes you wonder and makes you change your perception, and a lot of techniques that make you change your mind and change your emotional patterns. Also, the previous question is actually very similar to this one, because how to change your life perception for the better and how to stay motivated during these times, the answers are the same actually. So everything that we just said and answered to this previous question stays true for this one as well. And you know, we should always be aware that we are really never alone. And you know, the fact that we can breathe this air and eat the food and walk on this ground makes us really, it shows us that we are never alone. You know, we cannot be truly independent because we cannot breathe air without who gives us this air, who gave us this earth to walk on it, who gave us the food to eat and to maintain this body. You know, the change of perception is a very powerful thing, because when we start looking at things in this way, we start becoming more grateful. So becoming more grateful for the things that you already have is something, actually, that's something that made me motivated in times when I needed it.
Yeah, and
And
I
yeah,
like what you said earlier about, you know, imagination. Turn off television, turn on imagination. So how do you stay motivated?
yes,
Is basically use better sources of information, and the best source of information is your imagination. So you don't have
yeah,
stuck. Motivation is when you have better vision for your future. And what is television is tell a vision. Somebody is telling their own vision to you and feeding your
yeah,
perception with something that they want you to stay stuck into, while you have your own vision where you
yeah.
can
We have our own vision, of
create.
course.
That I liked what you said also earlier.
Yeah, and I mean, this is how we shut down our creative power.
Yeah,
When we lose our own vision and imagination, we don't have creative power and we don't know what to do. We only copy and imitate others. And of course, we will lose motivation. And in order to return this motivation, we have to work on our creative powers. Try doing something on your own. Try making some of your ideas manifest. Initiate it. Do at least one little step towards making it happen, and things will start happening in that direction for sure.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, and I'm not sure. I'm not seeing a lot of questions anymore.
Um,
I think we don't have so many people as we used to have on Instagram before. I'm not sure how many people there are watching us, but if you have, guys, any questions, please still ask. We still have a couple minutes to answer a couple more, and then um, before we hop off. So I'm just scrolling through these comments that we have now, and
Me too.
do you have any special advice for musicians? Why, like,
Musicians, we are on the same question.
I mean, this is so specific. Um,
Yeah,
but when you look into the charts, usually when you write horoscopes, you can see a lot of things that are unfolding during the month. So, for any signs or for anything, like when talking about creativity, because this is, I think, the most connected with, you know, anyone who is doing any kind of creative work and is into arts. Do you see any energies like during this month, around this time, during this full moon or upcoming next week or so, that is connected with creativity and empowering our creativity?
that is connected. That's where I lost you for a moment. Do I
Yeah.
see? Yeah,
Do,
that
do
is
you, when
connected
you, yeah,
to.
do you see any energies during this full moon, or like, you know, around this time in the week or 2 weeks period when you are, you know, checking into the charts all the time? Do you see um, any energies that are beneficial for our creativity, for that we
Yes,
can
of course.
utilize and tap into it, that is supporting our creativity and imagination?
Of course, I mean, it's all about that and actually awakening our creative power so that we can deal now with what's coming in this next eclipse season and this bumpy road period is in front of us. Because when we do have this creative inner power, I mean, we are when we return trust towards ourselves. When we are creative, there is really little things that can put us down. Because with creativity, that's, you know, creative power, we are co-creators, and we can in any given moment change the reality that we are experiencing just because of our creative power. So I mean, music is that proof. Music is proof because immediately when you hear some song, immediately your whole frequency changes, you know, your mood changes. I mean, if you were happy or something, if you were enthusiastic and you hear some sad melodies and tones, it will affect you, it will have an influence on you. And the opposite is true as well. If you have been down and if you hear some, funky melody or some, uplifting melody, you will start moving. Your body cannot ignore this frequency. It will start moving. And, the creative power is about that, creating your own frequency. It's about being able in any given moment, no matter how depressing it can be or how demoralizing it can be all around you, you can change the reality. You can change the image, you can change the perception, because you have this creative power within you. And we just spoke, when we trust in external authorities and when we trust, those social conditionings, family conditionings, educational conditioning, this is when we lose our creative power, because we give this power away. We don't count on ourselves, we count on others to give us what we need and what we think that we deserve. So we always wait for someone outside to give us something. We wait for someone to come and save us. And when we do have our own creative power, we wait for no one. We just do it. And this Leo season was fully about that, because Leo archetype is about self-expression, about creative power, children within us, playfulness, joy, pleasure, feeling, that inner flame and being in love with everything all the time. And we have been infused with this, and it's still going on and on. It continues to happen because Aquarius is active all the time, and opposition to Aquarius is Leo, and this is creative power. And the sun is ruler, so the sun is our, it's the most creative power. It's, everything revolves around the sun. So we can always receive this energy, even from sun gazing.
Yeah, that's actually a beautiful exercise. It's just we have to pick the time of the day when the sun is setting, when the sun goes down and almost at the horizon, but to not damage our eyes.
Yeah, or when the sun is coming out, right? Those moments, first couple of moments, yeah,
or right before the sun goes down. So these are powerful also, like to receive a lot of light. And I love how you connected. The question was basically for musicians, but you made us all musicians in the sense that we are all creators. We are all we all have these powers to create, and we are all basically musicians in our lives.
Yes,
is just a kind of like we are all like musicians, and together as a collective we are like an orchestra.
Yes,
playing
we
together.
do create collective melody.
Yeah, so that's beautiful. I mean, and not too many questions, but also, do you have anything you would like to invite? Would you like to invite people? I'm trying to find the words. What would you like to invite people to during these, like people, if they are going into full moon meditation or any full moon ritual doing on their own, or tonight with Sean? What would you like to invite people to, like set intention wise, or prepare themselves?
Setting intention is amazing for this time, because this full moon is very powerful, because it encompasses Aquarius and Pisces. It's like we have full moon in two signs. It's like having full moon in Aquarius and in Pisces, and we make this transition, and it's all about healing. Actually, it's about self-healing, it's about releasing, it's about letting go, it's about discharging, it's about emotional discharging. So it's very good to do anything that helps you, discharge and reload your batteries, to courageously look at your own imperfections, as we said, especially in the world of our thoughts. So it's always good to do some journaling for those who love doing that. You can write down, your dreams as well, because it's very, very, very strong dreams are active during these times, especially now because Moon will shift into Pisces, and Pisces is all about dreams and fantasies and imagination and visualization and magic and mystery. So we will shift from this tension and this highest peak that we have, culmination in this last degree of Aquarius, into Pisces. So it's very good for meditation and contemplation and, you know, being silent, sitting still, and, you know, just maybe not talking for some time, trying to be just quiet for some time, advisably in nature somewhere, or somewhere where you can just relax and be on your own. And, you know, because actually creative thoughts and creative ideas never come when we are anxious or fearful or tense. They only come when we are fully relaxed, when we have no any worry, when we are just, you know, fully relaxed. That's when creative ideas come to us. And full moon is energy of that. This is when we can download these creative ideas in an amazing way.
Yeah,
especially
it can
because
be
Mercury, yeah.
It can be either,
Yes,
just sorry to interrupt, but it can be either anxious
Yes.
and stressful time, or the time of relaxation and time of slowing down. If we choose to slow down, and this is what is usually best for the full moons, is a little bit to slow down.
Yes, to
Especially
slow
now,
down.
all these planets are in retrograde, so
Mhm.
it's perfect to go inwards.
Yes, I mean, we can see where we are self-sabotaging and self-damaging ourselves, because these energies are also strong. So we can see this and we can choose not to act on it, just to let ourselves be, let ourselves at peace a little bit. You know, just accept it, accept what you see, and uh, uh, just ask yourself to let yourself at peace a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the most important, I think, because we are the ones who don't give ourselves peace, actually.
Yeah. What you were saying about Mercury, you started and I interrupted you.
Yes, because the creative ideas and thoughts
Right.
and words, because Mercury is now in conjunction with Mars in Virgo, and Mercury rules Virgo and it's exalted in Virgo. So the power of Mercury is now maximized. So we can use the power of Mercury, which is communication, transportation, travel, the power of words, the power of manifestation, because, you know, that's spelling, you know. Words, when you spell, you can spell the magic by the power of your words.
Yeah.
So, and ideas and thoughts.
There was a question actually, how does manifestation work? I mean, that's a pretty broad question, but maybe in a couple of words.
I lost you for a couple of seconds. You were
Yeah,
frozen.
yeah, same. So there was a question about manifestation, and maybe in a couple of words we can touch on what is manifestation and how does it work, because the question was how does manifestation work. So what you mentioned is connected with manifestation,
Yes,
well, the Mars and
Mercury
Mercury together.
in trine with Uranus. Yes. And, you know, this connection between the throats, between them as the middle point. So we have to connect what's in our heart with what's in our mind, and we can manifest that through our words, and our words help manifest our reality. That's why affirmations are powerful, you know, because affirmations, when we say something out loud, if we really mean it and if we really feel it, you know, heart and mind, feel it and mean it, and we say it, that's how we attract it and we can manifest it. So it's not just like robotic and mechanical repeating of words, you know, like You cannot do it in that way. You have to really connect your heart and mind, and that's your, I mean, it's your nervous system. It's very simple, and that's when your nervous system is electrified and it's turned on, and it creates power. It's, you know,
and
the science of physics, actually.
And it's actually beautiful how all of this caution comes to in perfect alignment with Mercury and Mars, because Mercury is thoughts and words and ideas and visions, and then the Mars is power of the essence of life, fire of the heart. So the manifestation also works like you mentioned. We create a vision, the idea, and from that seed in our own minds, we can amplify it with so much of desire and feelings that is going to push us forward to the action and, you know, take appropriate necessary actions to bring that is we want to bring into life. So yeah, it's
there should be no doubts about that. No doubts. You know, because if you doubt, that's when manifestation becomes slower and it turns out into something else. It can manifest until one point and then it will turn around and manifest into something totally different. So doubts, are like, you know, those points that you have to remove. You just have to focus on the present moment.
Yeah, that's why this, I think, coming back to Lionsgate, I think was super powerful and extreme. There was a big variety of energies coming through, like from all angles, and the energies that we were experiencing and probably still experiencing is just slowing down now, was all about how we choose them to perceive and receive. And you know, like we put that post together on Instagram, remember, like symptoms, one side is more like a negative and the other is more like a positive. So
I
actually experience basically all of the both sides, and you know
both sides.
And you know, while in that storm I was talking, oh my god, I have the migraine, like it's 1 week headache don't stop and sleepless and all of that. But at the same time, after, you know, some time I had to reflect on it. I realized that actually it was super productive time. A lot of things come to manifestation, and a lot of beautiful seeds were planted, and especially with monuments, we are moving into some new horizons. So I think that time was super powerful, and we received a lot of upgrades, and now we have an opportunity to continue building that.
Yes, now it's on us. We have received these energies, and you know, some people don't know what to do with these energies. Some people just feel like, I'm full of energy, I have to, you know, waste it somewhere immediately. Some people don't know how to handle these strong energies and so much of creative power and so much of light. And some people can make miracles, can, you know, you can change your life in 2 days completely. So it depends, it's individual, but yes, it's on us. We have to maintain this energy, and we can work on continuously receiving it until the next time it comes down, so we can download it. But we all the time download and upload energies all the time. And some people are just scared to download energies, so they only upload it, or vice versa.
This is, I mean, this turned out beautifully, and I feel like we have been live now for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Probably it's time to wrap this. And there is not many questions still left. There is one about are we going to be touching and covering zodiac signs and how they will be affected. So we have these ebooks always available in the beginning of each month, and they are still available. So if you go to monomens.com, you can find our horoscope ebooks for each sign, and there is so much of information covered for all areas of life. starting from
Yeah.
next month, there is going to be a taboo topic that we are going to be covering and talking about. So taboo is of course is individually. I'm just kind of joking.
Yeah.
We're gonna be including sex life as well in our horoscope, so it's going to be more fire there.
It's fully covered, all
Yeah.
areas of life,
Yeah.
plus healing techniques and journal questions.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work if you start doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And each ebook is like 80 pages at least. And so for us to be now going through 80 pages, you know, what we already created, what Nina wrote, if you will, like all of the ebooks combined has around 80,000 words or something like that. I think sometimes even more, but the new section is going to be probably more. So you can imagine we would spend here hours and hours talking just about that. So all of it put together in the documents you can access, going to oneness.com, and you will find there. Anyways, I think that's it for today, and it was beautiful live stream. My mind was traveling.
I'm happy we managed.
Yeah.
Happy we managed to do it.
Yeah, we managed to do it. We didn't have interruptions. We started somewhere. So thank you again for tuning in. Sorry for not doing it on Instagram as usual. But we're gonna be continue looking for the solutions, and probably the intention that was born some weeks ago when we got banned to create our own platform will come to fruition soon. And we're gonna have our own platform where you can guys come and join us. Rather than depending on these big tech companies that are choosing to censor these days everyone for talking and being who we
awesome.
are. Yeah, so we're gonna have probably soon our own censorship-free platform where we're gonna be talking. So until then, let's stay in touch. You guys can probably hear all from our email list. So just continue opening our emails and see all the updates and notification from us. And I just want to kind of wish you guys the most beautiful blue full moon in Aquarius experience, and take care of your inner state of being, and just kind of go back to yourself and connect with yourself, reflect, and see where you want to go from that place of stillness rather than chaos.
True.
Thank you, Nina.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was amazing. It's getting dark on your end, so it was amazing to connect and chat with you for a couple hours. So yeah, thank you guys.
Amazing as always. Thank you all. Ciao.
Ciao. Bye-bye, guys. Bye, Nina. See you soon.